I'll give you a clue. It was Grimsby.
They are pressing quite well. What's happened there? You've got to be joking.
Oh, sorry, I've done it the wrong way around, so I've drawn an arrow. I haven't seen it, sorry.
He must have a horseshoe up his ass.
If we're playing on professional and that's happening for Barcelona...
2 years ago. Sorry about that, I don't know what that was.
I'm sorry, that's just put me off the game. I'm not having that.
Anyway, segue, moving on.
What has that got to do with football? Why is that at a football ground? Hello and welcome to another ramble from the Honest Football Podcast, where we bring honesty back to the beautiful game. I'm Charlie Betts, and join me this week and every week are Craig Savage and Daniel Cody. Dan, what's on the show this week, mate?
Coming up today, we've got our playoffs review, a look ahead to non-league finals day, and the unofficially sponsored by Noe Pamaro, Name the Matchday Squad.
So how's your week been, guys?
Well, it's a double celebration, isn't it, out of the three of us? Two of us have actually got new jobs.
Yeah, manager jobs, you know, in the football community, someone doesn't have a coaching role yet.
No.
No, mine's not really a management job.
Joking,
no.
I'm
Do you know, to put it into football terms, I've basically changed school, slightly different job role. But for me, I work at a fantastic school, almost like Manchester United, but of the 2000 era, where they won everything, were a fantastic school, outstanding, all of this. But to be honest, lads, I've been on the bench a lot recently. I need a bit of game time, really. I feel like I was a bit like Federico Makeda, showed a lot of promise, come through the youth ranks there, been there for 12 years, never quite cut it in the first team, So it's... I
hope without all the legal problems.
No, exactly, no, I'm joking, no, do you know what it is? It's just change of thing. But yeah, so new job for me, not actually, it's a lot closer to my house as well.
And when do you start?
I don't start till September because teacher contracts.
Because he gets half a year off in the summer.
Oh yeah,
yes. 3 months I've got to work technically, of which I'm only doing 6 weeks. But anyway, go on. How about you, Craig? What's your?
Yeah, well, it's an end of an era really for myself. You get to that long stage. You're out. Well, you say you're out of contract. You're on your final year. So due testimonial, didn't get that. But in football terms, it's end of the year and onto something new, something different.
Is it a bit like when David Jeffrey left Linfield for Ballymena? Is it that sort of?
I mean, even I can't fall over that one, mate. I can't help you. Craig, don't look at me, mate. I can't help you with that.
No, he was just. I'm joking. No, he was a stalwart.
Can people on Twitter at Craig Savage 89 who tell me who the hell is David Who?
Jeffrey. No,
David Jeffrey.
He was the old Linfield most successful manager in Linfield history.
I'm not so
I'm doing you a compliment there, Craig. Most successful manager in their history.
Sorry about me.
Moved to another club to help bring them up. Is that what you're doing?
With a bit of a pay rise, so I'm a bit like Alexis Sanchez.
I'll tell you what it certainly wasn't like when Charlie Betts moved clubs, because no clubs don't remember who he was because he wasn't there long enough.
Well, there was a certain irony that actually, despite being a journeyman amongst football, I actually stayed in the same job for 12 years. Which
nice.
Yeah, but you stayed at one club for 12 years as well. Whereas how many years? Sorry,
Amsterdam.
How many years you been there?
What?
Crawley.
Oh, since I was 16. So that's 14. Sorry.
So I've had 15 clubs in that time. So
I stuck with the same.
Wow. I'm just saying that the principle.
That reminds me of every time there was a North London derby for Arsenal and Tottenham. Yeah. And since Wenger's been in charge, there's been 22 Tottenham.
So since I've been at Crawley for the age of 14 to now, present time, playing and coaching, you've gone for 12 million different clubs.
Well, technically 15 clubs, but yes,
okay.
And now 2 jobs.
And I've been, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing.
I've had the same job.
I can't stay in somewhere for too long, so that's why I had to move jobs.
Yeah, I stayed at far too long, and now I'm going to something else.
So you're moving on to P&G.
Yes.
Is that what? So does that mean we get free shampoo and stuff now?
Old Spice.
Old
Spice, yeah, that's one of them. Yeah.
What else is it? L'Oreal, I believe. I mean, my missus was after that.
More like some feminine products as well, which I won't mention.
Oil of Olay, I think was
Olay's one, yeah. nice facial cream.
Yeah, Louise has been doing some research.
But
no, all the best for you, Craig, and all that.
And we promise we will come up with some new advert jingles next week.
And now it's time for Ramble of the Week.
So lads, I know you've been quite busy. You've both been pretty much uncontactable this last 7 days because there's been countless football matches. Why are you looking at it? It's pretty fairly...
Didn't they message us?
I would describe it as a slight exaggeration.
Yeah. No, but what football have you watched? It was just a crap way of trying to say what football have you watched this week.
Well, we all know it's playoffs at the moment. There was a National League playoff final on Saturday.
A bitter disappointment in terms of the spectacle itself. The
obviously,
standard.
It's a shame it was only 8,049 people, but apparently there's more people going to the Vase final than it is for the National League final.
Well, I would think I was going to say we sort of predicted that when we spoke about it the night before, didn't we? The cost of the tickets, that it was never going to be more. You know, they were never going to get anywhere near half capacity.
And I guess for non-league fans, particularly Fylde, where they, again, like Salford, they've had a few promotions in recent years. They'll know what the FA Vase standard is. They'll be going to both games. They'll be getting both games for less than the price of one. And don't forget, they got to the trophy final long before they got to the playoff final. So fans would have thought, this is our only chance to get to Wembley.
Yeah.
Book the tickets, and then a couple of weeks later, oh shit, we're in the playoff final. But
Yeah.
you can't blame them for not being able to make them
No,
two trips.
on the flip side of it, 8,000 though, and I think part of that, I agree with what you're saying, but part of it has to be the costing. Like
Oh,
you
the
say,
price- the ticket price was ridiculous.
They doubled the price.
They doubled the price for the teams of actual fans, because when we were looking as a neutral, it was 20 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's 36.41, as we mentioned last week.
And
Ridiculous.
I think you said to her on WhatsApp, like, why couldn't they even giving them out to, not giving them out to school kids, but, you know, reduced cost, all this sort of stuff.
There was a
kids
chance.
for a £5. I
Make
mean,
it £5.
surely £5 is better than no pound.
Well, the
You
kids'
know what I mean?
prices were cheap, but they've got to have adults with them, do you know?
That's what I mean, yeah, so that sort of thing.
I remember about 3-4 years ago, Luton got to the final at Wembley against York, and we paid £30.
Yeah.
And that's obviously Luton's they're bringing 30,000 down from obviously just up.
And it's round the corner, realistically.
Yeah, it's just a train journey down. But for Fylde and for Salford to pay £41,
Yeah.
and
you're
it's
probably
a
paying the
2-3
same.
hour drive anyway.
The same in travel after.
But then I think they missed the trick, because you're obviously going to have your support of Salford and Fylde. But what a way to advertise and maybe get more viewers for the National League to then say, I know they had neutral tickets anyway, but to then say, right, okay, we're only on a certain capacity. Why don't we then, in the local area, you know, say to anyone who's within a certain mile radius, I don't know, adults go for a tenner, kids for a $5 or something. You're going to get people surely then turn up.
Do you think the National League final, I know it's a playoff final, all the playoff finals at Wembley, but do you think the National League playoff final should be there at Wembley?
No, definitely not. No, I think we said this last
Yeah,
week,
I
didn't
think
we?
like
Geographically, it doesn't make sense.
Oh
does
yeah,
it?
but it's hard to say if you got like Eastleigh, for example. Say Eastleigh got to the final,
Yeah.
and then they have to go to like, let's say Newcastle, for example.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing, leave the venue to be confirmed and pick it sensibly.
Yeah.
But then you got to rely on other teams. Obviously, what ground? Obviously, I'm
Yeah,
sure they
that's
have
true.
a backup plan of like which ground's going to be available.
Yeah.
And like for example, they say a team's in the playoffs themselves. But I can understand.
Yeah, but what?
Why?
What I would say
Wembley,
is
the spectacle of Wembley, but
it's quite a
if
radical
you don't
idea.
want that 8,000 fans just to be there.
It's quite a radical idea, but you know, the National League, the FA and the Premier League could, and it is quite radical, work with each other and say, right, well, how about you've all got fairly big grounds? Why don't we around that weekend, whatever weekend it's going to be, make sure you're all away? It doesn't have to necessarily be the last game of the season, but make sure you're
Just
all
pick-
away.
just pick-
so,
actually,
you say Newcastle, Man United. For argument's sake, I don't know,
A team in London, and
yeah,
a team
and then
to-
the Emirates or something. Just make sure those teams are away, and then you covered yourself.
No, to be honest, the fixtures come out in July, right? Or June.
You can plan like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean.
But obviously, then you can work around it. Obviously, you have your backup plans, but you know which teams are going to be away on the final day. Which teams are going to be away in the final
And
day.
there's a lot of championship grounds at Super
and
as
plus-
well.
Oh, gosh,
and
and
plus-
the
season's finished.
and plus, they're going to be playing on Saturday, and the Premier League's going to be playing on Sunday.
So for me, there's no excuse.
We've just cured something.
I guess the other thing is, it's not a disaster it being at Wembley, but doubling the prices for fans.
Yeah, exactly,
And
yeah.
when you've got two northern teams, and I know it shouldn't be based on where you are geographically, but you've got to bear in mind that their travel's going to be an extra 50 quid. They're probably going to have to stay in a hotel if it goes to extra time or penalties, or plan for that eventuality, which is another 50 quid at the very least.
Yeah, yeah.
You're then talking about 150 quid for a
Even
night.
if it was Eastleigh or Wrexham, it'd still be a long journey for them to get to Wembley, regardless.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Definitely.
But
that was one of the games you watched. What was the
the
actual
biggest
game like?
frustration is just the fact that it could have inspired 60,000 kids if they'd let them into the ground
Yeah.
for a quid.
What was the actual game like? Because I didn't actually see it.
It was disappointing in a way because I thought Fylde started well very early in the game. They should have scored in the first couple of minutes, but then once they conceded the first goal,
Poor goal to concede.
it was a poor goal. Danny Rowe's clearance wasn't. They hit the back of their own player. He went straight to their striker and slotted it away. But after that, Fylde just didn't get back into the game. They just the pressure of being at Wembley just got to them.
It's the biggest disappointment for them, really, because after such a strong season and knowing they're going to be there next week again, I mean, I guess the one thing we'll hope is going on Sunday as a neutral is that they'll hopefully learn from that experience and be better at Wembley this time. But the test doesn't get any easier against Leighton Orient.
No, exactly.
It'll be a bigger crowd as well because obviously Leighton Orient fans
Will bring
maybe
lots.
Craig Valley and Chertsey fans will still be there after the second game.
Chelsea's Surrey,
after
isn't
the
it?
first game.
So it's not a million miles away.
To be fair, I know it's a slight tangent, but we have to praise the FA in that regard. The decision a few years ago to move FA non-league finals day to 2 games on the same day, one set price to watch both games for a sets of fans. Brilliant decision.
Yeah.
It's made such a difference. Getting BT on board to show both games on TV. FA Vase, you're thinking Step 5's on TV.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely
Yeah,
brilliant
that's
coverage. And it's just a fantastic day out, and hopefully we'll have plenty of news from that. But we'll have a preview in a minute.
Yeah, what else did you watch this weekend?
Was it more playoff action on Monday? I watched Tranmere versus Forest Green at Forest Green and New Lawn.
Well, we rely on you a lot for this because you are the only one of the three of us
Well,
with Sky
unfortunately,
Sports. So we need
I didn't watch Mansfield Newport because I didn't think that would be a good of a game, but it went to penalties. Newport got to the final. Fair play to them. Forest Green Tranmere was not a bad game actually, but an early goal from poor goalkeeping by the captain Davis. Poor goalkeeping. But Norwood, you got to always rely on Norwood, and that's why I did Tranmere to be up there for the season.
Yeah.
Well, our club Luton were linked with him in the summer on a free
agent.
agent.
Going to Ipswich next season, which is
Interesting.
weird if they get promoted. But Norwood's goal pretty much killed the tie. And then you see Mike Dean celebrating in
I
the
saw
way.
that, yeah.
He got a lot of criticism for that, and I don't
I
know
think
why.
that's brilliant. Exactly, yeah.
It just shows referees are humans
Yeah,
as well. They're
that's the
just
thing.
football
Yeah.
fans.
It's just because it's Mike Dean, but if it was like Mark Clattenburg celebrating a Newcastle win,
Yeah. But
Totally
fair
different
play to
story.
him. He supports a League 2 club. I know they were probably a League 1
well, he's
championship
from the
club.
area anyway. He's from the
Exactly.
Wirral.
Yeah,
So-
and it all stems from that. They thought he was a Spurs fan. Didn't
There
they,
are
from
so
that?
so many fans from around there who would, or so many people from around those areas who just go and support Everton and Liverpool. Fair play to him. He supports Tranmere, and he showed that he's just a football fan at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's why referees get into football. So fair play.
Just really quickly, you mentioned Newport earlier. Sorry, I don't know if you saw that they'd. I don't know if
they
they
can't train. They
Yeah,
can't train
I don't know if they were.
training grounds
Whether this was because they were anticipating not making the playoffs back early in the season, but they basically scheduled work to go on at their training ground, so nowhere to train. But kindly, Cardiff City have given them full reign of the facilities.
if the facilities are available, because
No, they are.
They are available.
Yeah, so
they
up,
weren't
up
sure
to
start
the
with.
obviously the playoff final. Yeah, no. So Cardiff have opened up the whole training ground to them every day that they need it and all of that.
Oh,
which
well done.
I know that you get some Premier League clubs get a bit of stick, but actually that's free of charge as well, completely free for them just to use.
Good
So,
move. Absolutely fair play to Cardiff.
Newport in the League One. How weird that would be.
There you go.
Well,
It'd be a great achievement for
Great
Michael
achievement.
Flynn.
Yeah.
I mean, the only man who can win Manager of the Month while losing 6-0 at home, so fair play.
Losing 6-0 at home and get promoted.
You
That's
can't beat that.
special. Obviously, Championship playoffs.
This is the one that really
semi-finals.
got you
This
excited, wasn't it?
really got me.
You love a championship playoff, don't
I
you?
do love Championship. But West Brom Villa at the Hawthorns.
Feisty.
Very feisty derby. Very feisty. And that's what you want in a player. Crowd on top. West Brom got the early goal from a long throw. Who doesn't love a goal from a long throw? From Dawson.
Remember when they sacked Pulis because he didn't like long ball football? Scored for a long throw. How ironic. How
Oh,
ironic.
they should have stacked Darren Moore as well.
Yeah.
But then
And Graham Jones, thanks a lot.
welcome, Graham. But then West Brom went down 10 men. Chris Brunt looked like he wanted to murder
I
everyone.
mean, he should have been sent off
Should have
before
been
that, shouldn't he? It's
sent off
ridiculous.
on El Ghazi. Was it
Yeah.
El Ghazi? Yeah.
Yeah, it might. Don't matter.
Or Hurahan, one of the two.
Yeah.
But then obviously West Brom held on, fair play and held on. Villa weren't that great, apart from that save from Sam Johnson.
But-
fantastic save.
One
But
of
then
the penalties, good job.
penalties, lottery.
Would you say over the two legs then Villa were good for the progression or not?
Weirdly, Villa had a spurt of like 5 minutes in the first leg when they scored the two, and then in the second leg it didn't really get going. Like West Brom were pretty much on top until the red card. Then Villa dominated, but didn't.
Yeah.
Like Sam Johnson only really made one save, and then penalties in the lottery and.
Just shows you that you got to be clinical.
But you never know what's
Especially in the
you
playoffs.
never know what's going to happen under pressure, and that leads to last night's
that
debacle,
leads-
doesn't it?
That leads to Leeds because.
I saw the highlights. I mean, the highlights were exciting. I
Well,
loved
first
watching
of all,
that
I'm
in
just going
actual
to add.
live.
Just going to add the commentary by Daniel Mann was on point. It was perfect. The words he said he used,
Yeah.
but every goal was on point.
And where
One of my
how
favourite-
much
one
is
of my
Sky
favourite-
Sports available, Craig?
With prescription for you now. No. But like he's definitely one of my favourite commentators out there.
Yeah.
Leeds took an early lead from a free kick, which was really bad defending.
And you probably thought tie over at that point.
I thought it would be tie over. 2-0 lead at home, crowd on top, hostile, job done. But Frank Lampard, credit where credit due, changed it. He needed. Obviously, I don't know why he didn't start. I know Jack Merritt.
But did he do it a minute before half time? Before half
2
time?
minutes, yeah, 2 minutes before half time.
I mean, it's genius, but
He worked under Mourinho. Mourinho
But
loved that sort of stuff.
thing
really?
is- The thing is, like, he didn't start Jack Marriott, but Jack Marriott's goal form was terrible.
I was just saying, I don't know.
I don't think he
Is he
scored
going to
18
be there next
games.
season if they do go up? Or
But-
He might say he was just keeping him fresh.
But what I find crazy with Leeds is, I said,
so did they score just before half time? So
They
Mary
should
comes
just-
on, scores.
just before half time, like ball got over
What's
the top.
up? I mean, as a manager, the feeling at that moment
That's
must be
changed the
just
tie. That's
unbelievable.
completely
Like,
changed the tie. because I don't know what Cooper and Casilla were doing because it was Cooper's ball all day long.
Oh, is this when the two of them come together? Yeah.
Cooper had it hooked ready, but then Casilla got in the way, and then Marriott, fair play to him, stuck it away.
Yeah.
Keiko Casillas turned out to be a really poor signing.
Yeah.
He's dodgy.
But when they had such a strong young keeper in there, and ironically, I would imagine he was taken out for the more experienced keeper because Bielsa was worried about the pressure towards the end of the year. And the experienced man is back on. And there's probably a language barrier there as well.
Really quickly, just because we are a ramble and we ramble off in different directions. Obviously, Jack Marriott, like you say, his goal scoring form hasn't been great. If they go out to the Premier League, chances are probably not going to go with Derby. Would you have him back at Luton?
He'll go with Derby.
Do you think?
There's no chance of
Derby.
Super sub.
Yeah.
But if he was available,
start the final.
Will we have him at Luton?
Don't
know if he'd fit into the shape the way
no.
we play, but yeah, happy enough. No problem.
Anyway, so we're up to half time. Sorry, just a quick diversion.
The game's changed. The tie has changed because.
You sure you don't want to talk about David, whatever his name was again? From
No, not David Jeffrey.
David Jeffrey, who we don't know.
Second half,
Derby score. It's 2-2. What a great goal. Mason Mount does bloody brilliant here because he's going off balance and somehow has lobbed Casilla.
Another slight tangent. Chelsea player out on loan, transfer ban this summer. He should be in that side next year.
Well, I'll be worried if... unless Derby get promoted, I'll get him sent back on loan again.
Possibly. But then they're limited and they wouldn't be able to have more than two loan players. So they've got him and Wilson they've got to choose them.
Like Wilson's at Liverpool.
What an unbelievable choice that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on.
So yeah, make it 2-2. You think, wow, this is brilliant. And then Cooper again. Why? Shirt pulling...
I saw it. I mean...
Right in front of the referee. What are you doing? You're your captain.
Was the Bamford dive before or after that?
Bamford dive was in the first half, and yes, it was a dive.
I mean, you've got to be fair. After coming back from what he's just come
back,
that's
he's done that again.
I don't often call players brave for diving, but that was brave.
I never thought I'd say this, but Richard Keogh, what a baller. 2 key passes he'd done now.
He's an international footballer.
Oh yeah, international
footballer. I suppose you can get that, didn't you?
He was unreal. So yeah, Harry Wilson scores. Good penalty. Keeper's not saving it. Fair play Leeds. Alright, slightly offside. I did call it when I saw it. I thought that looked off. Stuart Dallas curls into the...
great finish.
Great finish. Another international footballer. Shows how strong the championship is, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And then red card. Red card for a Leeds player. I keep saying Bugatti. It's not Bugatti. But...
That's a car crash!
I know. Stupid tackle. What are you doing on the yellow card?
It really was a tale of stupid... It was just a tale of stupidity.
There's a lot of bookings.
From the highlights I saw, the West Brom one, like Chris Brunt, and then that Leeds one, it's just moments of stupidity across the board.
And then Keogh just puts, I'm going on an adventure, gives the ball to Mario, who dinks it over because he has a beautiful finish. 3 minutes to go, place is going mental, Lampard's in, the bench is going mental. Unbelievable. Alright, after that, there's another red card for Scott Malone, which he said he got the ball, nowhere near got the ball. Nowhere near.
And if you say they haven't got the ball, they haven't got the ball.
Yeah, exactly. But Derby held on. Lampard got revenge for Spygate, and obviously Derby players took the piss.
Well, I've got to say, I mean, I've got the lyrics. I won't sing it, but the songs and then the song.
Oh, the song about Lampard.
The song that the lead fans were singing about Frank Lampard, and then that moment as a Derby fan, player, and obviously as Frank Lampard, probably the sweetest moment you're going to get in football. To just have that moment of, I don't know, what's the word? Revenge, retribution? I don't know. But to then sing that song and just to take the piss, brilliant. I mean, that's what, for me, apart from the actual football, that's what football's about. The sort of rivalry.
Leeds the first side in a long time to be top of the Championship by Christmas and not get promoted.
Yeah, I saw that stat. It's a very interesting one. But again, Marcelo Bielsa's sides, they've got a bit of a habit and history of falling away towards the end of the year due to such their high intense press. So I think most seasons he's been at clubs, I think
you kind of called it after Spygate and then after the goal they should have just tapped it off for a throw-in. You kind of sensed it that they weren't going to get promoted.
Did you just say this, that Derby were the first team to reach the Championship player final after losing the first leg of the semi-final at home?
I didn't say that, but you just did.
I know you came out of a stat, but I
wasn't too sure. Leeds being top that Christmas.
Well, there you go. Derby, first team to lose their first leg at home and still get through to them.
And the final could be a cracking game.
Bit of Derby, Frank Lampard and Ashley Colby, John Terry.
Yeah, I don't really like that because John Terry's just the assistant.
Both sides have got a lot of experienced players. You've got the emotion of Dean Smith being a Villa fan.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
2 years running Villa getting there. You know, like
Lampard's first year in managerial. I think, for me personally, I think he's done better than Steven Gerrard.
I'm going to call it early. I think that game will go to penalties again.
Is that on the Saturday.
That's
or
on the Monday.
That's on Bank Holiday Monday. League 2 Saturday, League 1 Sunday,
Yeah.
Championship
Right.
Bank Holiday Monday.
It would have been very controversial because we're going to a christening on that Saturday, and if League One player final was on that day, that'd be
That would have been awkward.
That would have been very awkward.
By the way, that same week, then Wednesday the Europa League final and
Oh, yeah.
Saturday
In
Champions
front
League.
of
What a week!
In front of a very quiet Baku's
Yeah.
stadium.
Absurd.
The less said about that, the better.
But Champions League final, yeah.
Yeah. Any other football this week?
Slightly less exciting playoffs. So I watched a bit of the Scottish Championship playoffs.
Right.
Both ends of the table. So the top end, we've got Inverness and Dundee United were playing in the top end. So it's a bit of a strange system in Scotland where teams between 2 and 4 in the table, because it's a 10-team league, they play off. So third and fourth play off, and then the winner of those plays second, and then the winner of that plays the second bottom team in the Premier League, and the winner of that stays in the Premier League.
I mean, the amount of games, if you go all the way to that final, if you're a team
'Cause they're on
trying to
two
get
legs.
promoted,
They're
yeah,
on two
exactly.
legs.
The amount of games you must get through, incredible.
But Inverness went down as 10 men at home. One of the best grounds in English football because you can see the sea. The way the stand that the camera's in.
Oh, right, yeah,
So
yeah.
you can see the sea in the corner behind the goal, which is absolutely lovely. Inverness went down as 10 men. They tried to cling on for dear life, but unfortunately Dundee United broke through with 15 minutes to go.
Yeah.
If you're an Inverness fan, as a neutral, I don't mind who
Yeah,
wins.
it's-
But Dundee United in pole position. And then last night at the other end, free to watch on BBC Alba. Had no idea what they were saying, but it was a good enough game. Queen of the South were away to Raith Rovers, and they won by 3-1, and they are completely in the ascendancy. The return leg, bit disappointed about this, on BBC Alba again, but at 4 o'clock on Saturday, so the second half clashes with the start of the FA Cup final.
Oh, no, you can't have that. I'm sorry. I mean, I haven't thought that through, have they? Really.
But you say-
Just do a
you
lunchtime. Just do a lunchtime kickoff.
3 o'clock.
I
It's
mean,
available that week.
Everyone in
You
the UK
say-
watches the FA Cup final.
You say that they're pretty much done and dusted, Queen and South, but what we have seen recently in
Yeah,
As
true.
opposed to Champions League and then the
and
Championship.
Championship,
Yeah.
it's never over until the final
It
whistle.
is worth noting this weekend, actually, that down the bottom of the Scottish Premiership there's still a lot to play for. So St Mirren beat Hamilton during the week.
They did,
So they're only,
2-0.
I think, a point behind Hamilton. And they're playing bottom side Dundee on Saturday. And Hamilton have got 7th place in Johnston. So
Did I predict Dundee to go bottom? Or was
Oh,
Livingston?
no,
No, I
I'm
said
sure.
Livingston.
We'll find
I
out
said
how it-
Livingston.
But
But one of those sides will be playing against possibly one of Inverness and Dundee United in a couple of weeks in the final, which I will report on.
We are going to actually a football match for once. We are all going together to watch a football match.
Well-
That is not just
Craig, I don't want to make you too optimistic.
well
'cause-
at the moment.
yes,
By the time this recording comes out, we're still going.
we're recording this a day earlier than normal, Thursday. The game we're intending to go to, or the two games we're intending to go to, are Sunday. Now, we've been in this situation before, Craig, where we've all expected to be going to a game,
Yes.
only for just me and you to end up going to a
It was
game.
a big game as well.
So it could happen again. That one was only 8 miles away. This one's about 28, so that's going to be a little bit more difficult.
no, we're going to non-league finals day. I have got the tickets. Me and I.
That's what worries me.
Because you
No,
might go ahead of
I'll be
us.
there. Don't you worry, I'll be there.
Just so you know, if you decide you're not turning up at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm burgling your house for the ticket.
I'll leave them under the bin. No, I'll be there definitely. So yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it because I'll be honest, I've obviously never been, but seldom would I've even watched it on the TV and stuff. So I think it'll be a really. I've been to Wembley. I went to the non-league finals. Then.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
So for me, I'm in a bit of a different situation where back in the day when it was just the Vase final on one day, I've been to a Vase final, which was a brilliant experience. Obviously, the standard football is more like what we watch on a Saturday, or what you're involved in on a Saturday for you in particular. But obviously, for teams of Step 5, as we mentioned a bit earlier on, to be on TV,
Exactly, yeah.
to be at Wembley, to have a quite packed stadium on this occasion, because you're going to have so many Leyton Orient fans there for the later game, the trophy final. I just thought it's going to be an absolutely brilliant occasion, and I can't say it enough. That decision to have both games on the same day is unbelievable.
So did you want to go through the games?
Yeah, so it's going to be
FA Vase.
FA Vase first. We're going to do it's Chertsey Town versus Cray Valley. Yes,
Paper
not
Mills.
Cray Wanderers
No,
because
Cray Valley's paper mills.
I didn't realise we're in what a season. We're 100th season as well, and they get to the FA Vase.
Cray Valley?
Yeah, Cray Valley.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, I've got a bit of a stat for you, which these two teams could not be much more evenly matched.
Oh, it's
So,
very close because I do hear they both won their leagues respectively.
They did both win their leagues, but not only did they both win their leagues, Craig, they both played 38 game seasons.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the limit.
And they both finished on 91 points.
Wow.
Oh, I tell you
So
what.
they could not be more evenly matched if they wanted to. They're both going to be playing at a higher level next year, so won't be involved in the FA Vase. They will be in the FA
Oh, so
Trophy
they can't be able
instead.
to defend it then.
Because that's up to step 5, but they will now be in the FA Trophy, which goes down to step 4.
Interesting.
Yes.
So I think it was Cray Valley who go into the Bostic League. I may have it the wrong way round, but that's going to be a bit of a test because that's quite a step up in that region of the country. Whereas in other regions of the country, it's not quite so much of a step up.
Yeah.
Possibly, wouldn't it?
Do you know
Possibly.
that Cray Valley, because of like various cup runs and that, this will be their 62nd.
Cray's going to do the proper research because I didn't bring my notes.
No, but honestly, it is their 62nd game this season. Which I know it's step 5, whatever, but that's some effort. That's
guess-
nearly 2 whole seasons for some clubs. You know
I
what
guess
mean?
that's the thing you two can probably relate to a bit more at that level of non-league football, is as well as being involved in either the FA Vase or the FA Trophy, the preliminary rounds of the FA Cup, you've also got so many regional and county competitions
exactly,
where because you're at that low enough level, you can still play in all of those as well.
Yeah.
You end up in 5 or 6 different cups.
Oh, definitely, yeah. You have your Division 1 Cup, but you don't have that League's Cup. Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. I think it's... but the thing to set them off against that, so I've got some prize funds here. I don't know, do you want to hear some?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I think Craig wanted to correct me first. Just
No,
Okay.
I was just going to say what leagues they'll both be in hopefully next season because the projections come out next Sunday. This Sunday coming.
Because
So,
obviously it's done regionally, so we
yeah,
can't
so
guarantee.
originally goes first and he works his way up. But what was it? We'll go back to. Chelsea Town will go into Isthmian League South Central, and Cray Valley will go into Isthmian League South East.
Oh, very good. Well, it'll be a good.
Prize funds.
This getting to the final. This will be a good boost for them because
It's a lot of money.
Well, yeah, just for winning the semi-final, you get $5.5 grand.
Very good.
Ooh.
You know, if you lose this final on Sunday, £20,000.
You lose.
Yeah, and the winning club gets 30 grand for winning.
We should have just guessed it.
Well, you could. Yeah, but I mean that's a whole new series.
We were never going to get that.
No.
No, but I mean,
No,
as we all know, the club even I know they've gone up a league and they've both got promoted, but still a 30 grand or even 20 grand injection into your club is huge, isn't it? That covers so much. For your
Weirdly,
season.
that'll probably cover them for the whole next season.
Well, to a degree, yeah, I think so.
I'm
Yeah.
saying trying to
Obviously, have to
improve
probably spend. I'd imagine have to spend a little bit more money on
Facilities.
players, facilities, and all this.
But
Maybe knock down a toilet or two. I don't
But
know,
I guess, they are going to be affected by that. But I guess they might winning their league may be irrelevant because there may be about 10 teams coming up due to what size their changing room is.
Yeah,
for the
that's
referees.
true,
So
Yeah, that's once again that all gets decided.
they could
Sunday.
basically be playing the same set of teams
Yeah.
next year.
Oh, it'd be so confusing.
Craig, you played in the first round qualifying.
No,
Yeah.
my team has, but I haven't.
Well, no, you not ever played.
I played.
Was
First
that-
round qualifying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I played second round qualifying.
Do
Yes.
you know what you'd have got if you'd have won that game?
About £700.
£550.
Oh, close enough.
And losing team gets £175.
See, that's what
not
I
bad, is
like
it?
about having. Well, I know they brought the FA Cup last season.
Yeah.
But having a losing fee,
Yeah.
I think it's great. 'Cause it encourages more players.
Yeah.
Even just for a little amount, but it helps the clubs a lot.
But I did really quickly read the manager, Cray Valley manager Kevin Watson. They've got a brand new kit for the one-off kit for the final on Sunday. All the players are getting brand new boots. They're staying in a hotel in London the night before.
That's not a good way to spend the 20 grand.
Well, no.
But to be honest,
The only bit that annoyed me.
The
bit that annoyed me.
New boots, but I want to keep them.
Well, this is the bit that pissed me off the
You want to
most.
wear the same.
This is the bit that pisses me off the most. And I think a non-league club. I get there's that. They're as a team, they're all turning up in tracksuits for an FA Vase final at Wembley. Why are you not in a shirt and tie? I'm sorry, but for me,
I agree.
I think mentality is actually better.
yeah, but I mean, the likelihood of ever doing that again is
I've
so.
Any other game.
Very rarely side with Craig over you. However,
Fainted.
that would be the end of Craig's contribution to this podcast.
Only first aid.
However, at that level, right, you're not going to have official club suits. It's unlikely.
No.
You're not going to be able to do that.
No.
If you say to 18 players and a few coaching staff, can you all turn up in suits for that game? You are going to have one of the most horrendous mismatches you'll ever look
Yeah,
for.
you say
It'll be
that,
like going to
but
a workplace on wacky tie.
Surely, lads must have a black pair of trousers and whatever colour the club tie is. I mean,
So you're basically saying, right,
they're getting 20
black
grand
trousers,
for crying out
everyone
loud. I'm
wear
sure they can
white
offset
shirt
some
and
ties
trousers.
against that. Like,
Don't spend the money on ties.
no one likes
They're going to get fined a
ties.
fiver if they don't have a net next year.
I just feel like for me, it's a cup final. It's a cup final at Wembley. You've got to do it the whole
You
way.
to be honest, I think you got to fill the badge.
Yeah.
You get more photos.
See, for me, I'm probably focusing more on the experience than the result. But for me, I would feel so Like, I'm devaluing it, because I wear a tracksuit to every other game that season.
But
what you wear it to weddings for crying out loud, Craig. So
what you're saying though is you would
wear it to Wembley on Sunday if you want me to.
You would say you'd completely change the way you approach the game because it's at Wembley, and that's the thing.
That's
if I was
what
a manager,
makes you
I'd be looking
nervous.
to avoid completely.
Exactly, you got to treat every
If
game
you come
like
to a
it
normal
has
game in a tracksuit, you come to this game in a tracksuit, it's just another game.
No, I get
Three
that,
years
but
ago,
for me,
you just play
I want to
with-
really
yeah.
do
Stop
the
being
whole
so nostalgic.
nostalgic. Yeah, experience. But anyway, yeah.
But
So
like-
that's that.
So, if you was manager for that team, for a team that's playing at Wembley, would you have done that?
Oh yeah, at the very least, shirt and trousers. At the very least.
Oh well.
I
I
disagree.
don't like it for like a Saturday.
No,
cup
see, for me,
thing.
I
I don't like it for an FA Cup final.
I've played my.
No. I'm on the side of the try this.
If you've got an elite level team, you can afford suits
Yeah.
and stuff.
No, but it depends because like a lot of clubs, they turn up to in suits and ties anyway for their games.
Yeah.
But for those who turn up in tracksuits, you do not want to change your preparation for any game.
It's
Sorry,
only
FA Cup finals.
Do you remember the FA Cup final when Tony Pulis he went out in a shirt and tie and then ran back and got his tracksuit on before the game?
Yeah,
That's the way to do it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's not for. Yeah, but that's.
Anyway, this sounds like a midweek rant rather than a. But yeah, no, for me, it obviously led to an interesting debate.
Prediction?
Complete stab in the dark.
No, this is cup final. Anything can happen in a cup final.
Just because I've got a little bit more info about it, I'm going to go Cray Valley 2-1.
Tony?
I'm going to go for Chertsey Town 3-1.
I'm going to go for Chelsea 2-0.
And
But I want
hopefully
to see goals.
we see an entertaining game and we can give a glowing reference of the two sides next week. That's the most important.
Whether they're in a suit or not.
And then, if it stays in normal time and it's finished in 90 minutes, after a 2-hour intermission, we will have game 2.
What are we going to do in those 2 hours out of interest? Is there much to do?
Can we go out of Wembley and come back in?
You can't go out of Wembley, so what's interesting about
So
this...
we have to spunk more money on the FA.
So either we buy a shitload of food to take in, or our cheapest lunch option is £9 per side dish.
Right, that's definitely happening. Are we allowed to bring food in there?
Yeah,
Or is it-
you're allowed to
okay,
take food.
right, that's it.
Well, they're going to
Sorted.
search you anyway, so.
I'm bringing a packed lunch. Right, anyway, carry on.
Well, interestingly for Wembley, I was looking at the baggage rules.
Right.
You're only allowed to take certain types of bags into
Yeah.
Wembley, and the maximum size is the size of an A4 piece of paper. I just thought that was an
So not
interesting
even a
way to
rucksack?
define it. Not allowed rucksacks, and certain types of handbags aren't permitted either. But
Oh, for goodness sake.
lots of grounds have handbag bans completely.
Yeah, they do.
So what do you do with your rucksack then if you bring it? They take
Why
it
would you
off.
bring a rucksack?
You're not. No.
Put my packed lunch in, Craig.
You're not permitted entry to the
Yeah.
stadium.
That sounds dodgy.
What about a drawstring bag?
As long as it's smaller than a piece of A4
Okay.
paper, you're fine.
Drawstring bag full of sandwiches. That's me done. Right, okay.
Well, mine will be whatever bag McDonald's give me.
Exactly. We'll probably in beforehand.
Right, yeah, no, fair enough. Okay,
Game two. We've had a 2-hour intermission break because
4:15.
we're eating our sandwiches.
Cray Valley or Churchill have celebrated and they've got a clear.
I suppose that'll be half an hour of it anyway, to be fair.
Oh yeah, and you've got a clear confetti. Anyway, game 2. AFC Fylde, who just lost at Wembley the week before.
Yeah.
They were playing the league champions of the National League, Leyton Orient.
Going for the double.
Going for
Hasn't
the double.
happened for some time.
Do you want to know how much money the winner and runner-up get?
Yeah.
Probably about 50 grand.
Runner-up 30 grand, winner 60,000
Oh,
pounds.
that's close.
I don't mind that.
No, I'm fine.
Well, Leyton Orient, I guess for them, they're going to have no pressure at all because they've achieved their main objective for the year. They've been involved at Wembley in League One playoff finals not too long ago.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to remind.
They've got obviously some players who played it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've
I
got a lot of
think-
experienced players like Joby
Joe
McIntyre
McIntyre,
who've been
yeah,
playing
yeah.
Premier
Even
League.
that Joe Widdowson who's West Ham.
And,
doing so.
Macaulay Bond as well up top.
Yeah.
Macaulay Bond v Danny Rowe.
I mean, his goals have dried up later in the year, Macaulay Bond, but the work he does
I don't
is
know,
unbelievable.
as a professor, I don't know a lot about this, but I think the hangover of losing maybe a playoff final or that, I think it's only going to go one way.
It depends how they
But-
start.
I feel completely the
Fylde.
opposite.
I think it depends how they start.
I think Fylde are going to react from
There's no
last week.
pressure.
Leyton Orient, let's be honest, a lot of them players, they've achieved promotion, they've won the league. I think a few of them will be on the beach, even though it's a big game at Wembley.
Yeah, true.
If I was Leyton Orient,
It's a big support with them though. That's anything. I mean, that might inspire you to.
Yeah, I think if I was Leyton Orient, I would say, look, we've done our bit. Let's just have fun. Can have fun.
But to be fair, both teams can say that, can't they? You know, really, because both teams were vying for promotion.
I think it's more pressure.
I'm not
on
demeaning this, but for them, both of them have got the freedom. Because obviously, Fylde, you know, what happened last week, and Leyton Orient won the league. So in some ways, but it should make for an entertaining game because both teams are going almost carefree.
As you say, with Leyton Orient, the big thing was the league. They had packed houses at Brisbane Road, whereas for Fylde, they must have known as well they're going to have more fans at this game than they did at the playoff final. So even though it's not going to be the same following Leyton Orient, have, of course, for them, it's still going to be a monumental, probably more times their usual gate than it will be for Leyton Orient. So.
I think, given what we've just said, the evidence that's been presented, I think it should be quite an entertaining game. I don't think, you know...
And that's exactly what me and Craig said about the National League final last week.
Yeah,
I think the atmosphere.
What I will say...
killed the game.
Again, I don't want to demean the trophy, but,
fans.
you know... The National League playoff final, there's so much more riding on that as a club. I know that they get a good prize money for this, but it's a cup at the end of the day. I think you're going a bit more care.
I'm going to put this out of the box here. Do you think that's a more important game than the Championship final?
I think financially for the club getting promoted to the Football League, surely it's more important.
Potentially, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's more important. I would say it's equally important.
Yeah.
I would say it's equally important, not just financially, but for club stature. Because the good thing in League 2 when you're a newly promoted club is that because you would probably say, we mentioned it before, the top half of the National League and the bottom half of League 2, there's so little gap between them in terms of quality that you know once you get into that Football League, it's not as hard to stay there as it is to get up from the National League.
No.
That's the biggest thing with it. Once you get up there, it's alright, but getting out of the National League, as we saw with Luton, it's a bloody absolutely awful time.
And that's why it should be 3 up, 3 down.
Well, that's a very controversial opinion, and I completely agree with it.
There's 2 you agree with me.
I don't know what's happening
this evening. What is
happening? It's the Tizer!
There's something in the water.
But yeah, so hopefully when the next Ramble comes out after this, we'll have a glowing review of both finals.
The day and everything else.
28 goals and enjoyed our lunch.
So, FA Trophy, we've got to do the same, haven't we?
Predictions. FA Trophy final.
I can only see...
At least you've heard of these two, Charlie.
No, just give what we said.
Did you play for any of the other two?
No, no, funny enough, I didn't
play against them.
3-1 Leyton Orient.
Interesting. I'm going to go for 2-0 Fylde. I really think they'll bounce back.
Really? I think it'll be 3-2 to Leyton Orient.
Well, that is the game I'd like to see.
No, exactly. Yeah, goals galore.
Oh, what a strike, Hammerrow! An unbelievable strike from the Frenchman.
And now it is time for the unofficially sponsored by Noé Pamero's Name the Matchday Squad. As you know, I choose a topical game. It's the FA Cup final this weekend.
Okay.
So I know that you thought last week I was going to do Chelsea-Arsenal. That is not coming up again this week. Okay. We've already done West Ham versus Liverpool. I wanted to find...
Is that the game with...
Lionel Scaloni, yeah. I wanted to find another high-scoring FA Cup final in recent memory. So, what's going to...
No, sorry, Arsenal Hull.
Arsenal Hull is the game we're going to do. So, from 2014. I want you to name any players who started the game or came on off of the bench. It's obviously sudden death. Rules are on the screen. If you're listening to this part, it means you must have listened to the podcast before so you know the rules. So I'm not going to go through them anymore. The date was the 17th of May 2014. It was a 5 o'clock kickoff. Referee was Lee Probert in front of 89,000 people. Arsenal were managed by Arsene Wenger. Hull City managed by Steve Bruce. Put that phone away, please, Craig. Both teams made 3 subs. So, whose turn is it to go first? Well, sorry, what's the current score? Is it 13-6?
No, it's 14-6 now.
14-6.
I broke the streak again.
I've got a paper copy of this, so there shouldn't be any issues. Right.
Oh, right, okay.
That is what I like to see.
Right,
Until you see Guess the Fine, they're definitely any paper.
Craig, what's it time for?
I think, Charlie, you should cue the music. Okay, now this is a really hard one because this is a really good game because I remember...
Arsenal 3, Hull 2, so lots of goals.
Because Hull scored very early.
2 goals early on. I remember watching this on my 16-inch TV in the front.
And I remember watching the cup final. Very good cup final, because I really wanted Hull to win. But I remember Luton Town legend Curtis Davis playing.
He did play. He actually scored on 8 minutes and was booked on the 86th minute.
I don't care about bookings.
Well, I'm going to get the easy one out of the room. Match winner Aaron Ramsey.
And Ramsey did play. Obviously, the game went to extra time.
And he scored the win.
He scored in the 109th minute.
For the first time out of 2 in 4 years. Craig, you, mate.
I'm going to go with James Chester.
James Chester also started the game because he scored for Hull City after 4 minutes.
Do love James Chester.
Great player.
I'm going to go for a centre half at the other end. I'm going to go for a very tall centre half at the other end.
Is he big fucking German?
He is a big German. He was a World Cup winner later that summer. His name was Per Mertesacker.
Per Mertesacker did play, yes, played the whole game.
Oh, struggling, yeah? Actually struggling.
Can we point out if there's any background noise? Charlie has just got up to remember he needs a pen or pencil.
So he knows who he's actually said.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you've got a bit too
From
much
the
faith
teacher.
in us.
So you said Curtis Davis and James Chester.
He's marking
You said
again.
Per Mertesacker. Right, okay, there we go. Who else did you say?
Desmond.
Oh, you said Aaron Ramsey. Right, okay, back to you.
Oh, no.
But he's put some pressure on you now, hasn't he? I think you should take a risk, Craig.
Santi Cazorla.
Definitely play.
Santi Cazorla did play.
was my
He
next
scored
He scored a worldie.
the first goal after 17 minutes. Santi Cazorla played, yes.
Now,
He was substituted after 106 minutes.
as that was my only other banker, I'm in a bit of trouble now. See, normally keeper would be easy, but did he play his backup keeper? You know how they like to rotate for the FA.
I think I know who the keeper was.
Well, we know it's one of two. It's just which one of those
one?
two it was. So I'm
For
not going
Hull.
Ah, well, for Hull, I think I know the Hull keeper was as well. But again, I'm not.
What have you been in goal for?
One of them. I'm not touching.
No, I'm talking about the Arsenal.
We're not going keepers. So let's go for a guess at the other Arsenal centre half and just presume it's Lauren Koscielny.
It was, and he actually scored after 71 minutes, Lauren Koscielny.
He did score the goal. Couldn't remember who scored it.
So you've got all three Arsenal goal scorers. You've got both Hull goal scorers.
Got all three Arsenal goals. Oh yeah, sorry, my apologies.
Koscielny and Ramsey.
I've got one.
I've got one, but I'm not sure.
Well, I've got one I'm sure of now.
Yes. Oh, maybe him. I'm going to go for Olivier Giroud.
Of course he played.
Olivier Giroud even. He did play. He was booked after 85 minutes.
I'm struggling now.
You've still got 1, 2, 3,
Oh, I know, I've got loads.
Charlie, we've only
Six.
done about 6. There's no
6
point.
Arsenal outfield players.
I'm going to go back to Hull, and I'm going to go for possibly my favourite player of a generation, presuming he played, because he's a player that just showed that anyone of any level of laziness can make it, as long as you can pass a football. And that man was Tom Huddleston.
Tom Huddleston did play.
Whoa!
He was booked after an hour.
One of the best technical footballers this country has ever produced.
Yeah, yeah.
But
One of the
lazy?
laziest
That's
physical
harsh.
footballers this country
That's
has ever
harsh.
produced. A lot of problems with injuries
That's
too.
very, very harsh.
Go for it.
What year was this cup final?
2014, 17th of May.
Just before the World Cup.
I was going to say.
Yeah, would have been, yeah.
I was going to say the greatest player that greatest player off the ball, but he's not there.
No,
He was still at United. I'm going to take a risk on the goalkeeper for Hull.
Yeah.
Very big risk, and I'm going to go for Alan McGregor.
Alan McGregor did start and play for Hull.
I'm trying to think. I didn't know whether it was McGregor or Marshall, which is why I didn't go for it.
Oh, Ben Marshall.
Ben Marshall. David Marshall.
Oh, 1 and 2 to Marshall.
Anyway,
Mathers.
it was. It wasn't then.
The problem is, I know that one of Sanchez or Ozil were there at the time, but I don't know which one it was, and I can't remember. Because one was the summer before and one was the summer after. I can't remember which order they joined the club in. So, I mean, no, I'm not going to gamble on that. But I haven't got many other options, have I? Who would have been left back for Arsenal? I'll tell you what, let's go for Nacho Monreal.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Unfortunately, Nacho Monreal was on the bench, but he did not come on.
He did not come on.
He did not come
That's
Oh, wow.
very disappointing.
Well, I'm thinking that the left back for Arsenal is Kieran Gibbs.
on. It was Kieran
Well, it
Gibbs.
definitely is. If it's not Nacho Monreal, it must have been Kieran.
It was Kieran Gibbs, Craig, and that wins you
The round.
another round of.
How many more have we got left? How many more Cody can tap out?
Can I just say, I'm glad we're near the end of the season for a start.
Thank God.
Because we need to have a new quizmaster for next year. Or a
Oh,
new
it's
game.
you. It's good for
I'll
you.
be the quizmaster. One other thing I think is I was a little bit thrown by the fact that Charlie caused a scene before this, which of course our listeners won't have seen, which was Charlie threatening that he lost the podcast by accidentally unplugging our let's call it electronic device. So
Luckily for you, you get to hear us.
I was struggling to focus. So thanks for that again, Charlie.
Sorry.
That's your excuse. That's really poor from you.
Really quickly then. So
Arsenal teams.
before I unplug the laptop again. Arsenal team that day: Lucas Fabianski, Bakary Sagna, Per Mertesacker, Lauren Koscielny.
That was an even safer bet,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I didn't know when Bakary Sagna went to City. He went to City after, didn't he?
Yeah,
That season after.
Kieran Gibbs, as you named, Mikel Arteta, captain that day as well. Santi Cazorla, Mesut Ozil, Lucas Podolski, and Olivier Giroud.
I forgot Podolski.
Coming off the bench that day for Arsenal: Thomas Rosicky,
Rosicky.
that's what I said. I've never been able to pronounce his name. Jack Wilshere and Yaya Sanogo.
Wow, how desperate.
Also on the bench that day for Arsenal, we're not coming on: Wojciech Szczesny, Thomas from Ireland, unfortunately Nacho Monreal, and Matteo Flamini. Hull City that day, some good names here. Alan McGregor in goal, Ahmed El Mohammedi,
Yeah, I can remember his first name.
Curtis Davis,
Michael Dawson.
Alex Bruce,
Alex Bruce.
Brucey boy.
obviously Steve Bruce's son, James Chester, Liam Rossinia, Jake Livermore, Tom Huddleston, David Myler, Stephen Quinn, and Matty Fryer.
Matty Fryer in the FA Cup final.
So Matty Fryer
You've
started
got to
and
give it to
played.
Steve Bruce. That side.
Run
Fair
out
play
so
to
close,
him.
did they?
Fair play to him.
Matty
It's
Fryer
like
played
the
120 minutes in the FA Cup final. Coming off the bench that day for Hull City: Paul McShane, George Boyd and Sonny Aluko. Also on the bench that day for Hull City, Steve Harper, Maynor Figueroa, Robert Corran and Yannick Sagbo.
I nearly went Figueroa.
Did you? That would have also cost you. Yeah, Yannick Sagbo.
Has anyone seen the HITC Irish guy moan about Paul McShane?
No.
Every time.
No.
McShane's decent footballer.
No.
Cracking final, and hopefully we get another one on Saturday, Man City Watford.
Which I won't be watching. And that is it for today's Ramble. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter @OnThisFootball3. Come on, Man City. And we'll see you next time.